Hi, my name is Scott Dowdle, and I'd like to show you the difference between the Atari Jaguar work in progress core for the MiSTer FPGA from July of 2025 and now in early March of 2026. And you get this from the MiSTer FPGA Discord and the Atari Jaguar channel in the pinned items. But I'm going to go down to console, go down to Jaguar. Oops, I think it was up at the top, Atari Jaguar. You can see I've got one from July 30th, and I made a video about it at that time, but just as a reminder, I want to show you what the menu looks like. It comes up with a no cartridge inserted red screen, but it will load cartridges just fine, and it will play Jaguar game CDs, and it will, the VLM can play audio CDs, but it's a pretty manual process. You can see there's items here for loading the BIOS, the CD BIOS, loading different types of media. When you do want to load a CD game, you have to pick the appropriate session between 1 and 2. One of them is an audio CD, and the other one is a game CD, and you have to make sure CD is enabled and inserted, and then you can load it. But I'll just load a cartridge real quick here. Well, let me just show you the entire menu here just so you can see how big it is. It's got all kinds of stuff related to testing and fine-tuning various parameters. So you can see there's a whole lot of stuff here, and to be able to load the different types of media takes quite a bit of understanding what you need to turn on and off. And when you want to switch from a game CD back to a cartridge, you have to undo what you did to get the CD to load. So anyway, but it does work. So I could load a game. Let's say Alien versus Predator. You can see you don't get the red screen anymore because it's got a cartridge insert. And you can hit the A button at any time to abort this animation, but I'm just going to let it play out, and then the game will load. Turn up the audio just a little bit on the MiSTer. And so far as cycle accuracy on, if you have a dual RAM MiSTer, it should be cycle accurate. We won't get into this too far. I just want to show you how well it runs, because it does run quite well in the old core.
What on earth got a hold of this guy?
Alright, let's load the new core so I can show you how greatly simplified the menu is. And everything just loads without any parameters and works, and no resets when you load an audio CD and those sorts of things. Oh, pick a cartridge game here. Notice it didn't come up with a red screen, but I don't have a game inserted. So it'll just keep playing that animation over and over again until you pick a game. Let's bring up that menu again. You can see you have load, and that's be for the cartridge games, or could also be, let me turn the music down just a little bit, or it could be Homebrew games, or it could be Atari ST ports. All of those work on the newer core now. A lot of that is thanks to in the advanced options section. Oops, I didn't select that, sorry. There we go. You can see some of the things that were on the old menu are still present in the advanced options, but it's been greatly reduced. But the main thing here is Homebrew support on. You can turn it off or on, and then your Homebrew games will work. And I'll show you a Homebrew game in a minute. Let me get out of the menu, get into the game, just so you can see that it works well still.
What on earth got a hold of this guy?
All right, let's load Tempest 2000. Because that's one of the most popular games that Jaguar owners want to play. Now I'm going to load a game CD. Let's say Battlemorph. You can see the Jaguar CD BIOS loaded up there. And it takes, oh, I don't know, 20 seconds or so for the game to load. Actually, that was pretty quick that time. This does have a little bit of FMV in it, and that plays a lot better because the streaming buffer size has been greatly increased for smooth playback. Anytime I can hit the game button to get into the game.
Welcome to the good luck. Load weapons onto your war griffon. You can put one weapon in each bay. War griffon ready for launch. Stand by. 3, 2, 1, launch. Approaching target world.
You get the idea? Now let's load an audio CD. I don't have to change any settings. I just go into the appropriate directory, and we'll go down here to Tempest 2000. I'm going to hit the option button and right arrow over to VLM and hit B to make it random effects, because I don't want it stuck on the same effect and have to manually change them. Hit option again, and you can see it loaded the correct information about this audio disc. It's got 12 tracks, 63 minutes and 46 seconds of playback. As long as you don't exceed 70 minutes or so, you should be good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the B button to play. I'm going to hit the up arrow to increase the volume. And then I'm going to hit the A button to get rid of the main control panel, and we've got sort of like a mini report down there at the bottom. We're in effect 1, bank 1, effect 1. We're on song 1. You can see the timer is counting up properly. In the previous core, it would not show the tens position correctly when it hit like 10, 20, 30, but now that's working great. We can also hold down the right arrow. If we just hit it, it'll go to the next song. I did it twice there. If you hold it down, you can fast forward and then let go, and it'll pick right up where you let off. You can also rewind with the back arrow or left to change songs. Or you can just hit a number on the keypad if you want to, like I'll say 8. That'll jump to song 8. So the VLM's working amazingly well. Now if you hit A, it'll get rid of that small display and you can just watch it. If you hit Option, the little VLM will come up right side up and you can type in the effect you might want. So I'm going to say 4-4 or 5-5 or 6-1. I'll put the mini display on there so you can see that I'm changing them. 3-3, 3-4. Alright, so that works great. As I mentioned, we can also play Homebrew games to that new setting in advanced options. So let me load a Homebrew game. Let me, I was trying to reduce the volume, but I hit the wrong thing. Anyway, let's load a different cartridge. I've got from True Fun Games. I'm a Patreon subscriber, so I get access to Mortal Kombat beta build that I have in Homebrew. Mortal Kombat version 1.1 beta. Let's load that.
Excellent.
He just put out a video today showing the credits. Right now they're blank, but he has all his Patreon members in there coming up. So now we can pick arcade.
Kano.
I'm not good at Mortal Kombat, but just wanted to show it a little bit. I'll show another Homebrew game. Let's say Gorf 2000. Anybody remember the early 80s Gorf arcade machine? This is it right here. And it works great. Let me load another one. Well, Downfall, that's a free game from the Reboot folks. It's a pretty simple game, but a bit challenging. Very easy to learn how to play, but hard to master. You're constantly moving down, and you don't want to fall off. And I hit the top of the screen, so I lost. Anyway, you get the idea that the homebrews work. Some of the demos work as well. Those can be a little hit or miss. And again, we can just, if I hit the right button, easily switch to CD games or VLM or cartridge game, and or Homebrew. Works great. There's Mist. A pretty new feature that was just created today that will probably be improved in the future is if you're not using a Jaguar controller like me, you're using one with sticks, you can turn on the right stick and it'll bring up an on-screen display of the keypad, so you can pick stuff with your right stick. Anyway, it's working great. Just going to turn the volume down here. Again, look how much simplified the menu is. You can do pretty much everything you need up here. It's got the standard type options you'd expect in MiSTer Core, where you have audio and video filters, and then you've got the same stuff on the right side menu where you can define your controller buttons. And whenever you make changes to your settings, obviously you want to save settings. We'll show you some other things. So what's in here? Region settings, aspect ratio, scan doubler on or off, crop. Some games, you know, you've heard of overscan on CRTs. Well, some of the games have overscan stuff that can be, I've only seen a couple of games with it, but if it's annoying, you can hit that and then it'll crop that off. I didn't have it on by default. What else? Input options. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't pick the thing. You have to hit A on it. There we go. Numbstick. There's, again, if you have a right stick, and I've got it on now. I don't know if it's going to work because I've switched controllers without really doing anything. No, it's not coming on again. Well, anyway, you can assign the BIOS files if they're not automatically discovered. If you don't have them named, the proper names, you can manually pick the files. And then in advanced well, I'll go ahead and go in there so you can see what that looks like. And then you can pick those. I don't need to. And we've got some of the stuff that you can use, like Force Music CD. Those are kind of legacy settings since it works so well automatically now, but they're still there in advanced settings if you need them for some reason. Alright, so that's about all there is. I'm just going to reset the Jaguar core. Since the last media we had selected was the CD, it came up in the CD BIOS. Thanks for watching.